I mean, just buying a basic first aid kit from the store is a great starting place, but in my opinion, the one thing I very rarely see in first aid or trauma kits that I really think should be in there more is just a metric ton of triangular or the triangular bandages in basically whatever size you can get. Those things are literally the jack of all trades, master of none, uh, first aid essentials that I don't understand why more people don't have them in their kits.
I just realized I think my mic was muted on that intro.
I heard you on my end.
Well, I know, but OBS is where that matters. So hopefully that picks it up. If not, oh well. Everybody knows the welcome by now. And if they're paying attention to the Discord, then they'll know today's topic is medical and what to have. Plus, I just said it again.
But aside from that, I mean, it's pretty much not necessarily what you should have, more or less what you should know you should have. Training trumps having all the supplies in the world.
That it does. Not everybody's gonna have that basic training or corpsman or even EMS training.
Yeah, because the training I have, first one I took was basically, school everyone learns the CPR, although I think it's changed since I was in school eons ago, back when the dinosaurs still roamed apparently.
Yeah, I'm feeling that old myself too.
Yeah, I love being old enough to look at someone who was born in 2004 and realize they're eligible to buy AR-15s now, and it's like, oh god, I feel old.
I feel really old now. Fuck.
Right? But they teach you some first aid stuff in school, but nobody practices outside of that, which, unlike shooting or riding a bike, this isn't something that you can learn once and be fairly proficient with it through the rest of your life. This is stuff you gotta practice all the time.
Yeah. Like me personally, besides the field combat training we get in basic training, I took a first aid course in the university that I went to, college. But again, that was back in 2009, 2010 era, so it's been a while for that. I'm sure I can remember the basics and shit, if need be. But again, that was basic first aid, not anything.
The basics themselves don't really change. It's, if it's bleeding, stop the bleeding. If he's not breathing, get him breathing.
Keep the red shit inside and keep the airway open.
Exactly. You want to keep breathing the life gas and keeping the life juice inside you. But no, my training consists of obviously the stuff in school. When I was a CO, we did some first aid training, although very minimal. It was pretty much just CPR.
Just to keep them alive long enough to get them to medical kind of thing.
Yep. And then just took a stop the bleed class, which is a little bit, it's still considered basic first aid. I consider it a little bit more advanced just based off of where the average person would be. And that's a fantastic course to go through for anyone. Like, there's no excuse anyone who is interested in making holes should take a course on stop the bleed and learn how to plug holes.
Yeah, because some of those holes might be in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting into a gunfight, you're gonna need to know how to plug your own holes that go into you.
Yeah. Not just yourself. You might have your buddy or whatever who's got his leg juice all over your boots, and you need to figure out a way to keep it from leaking. But aside from that, I also have 2 semesters of EMT, which I got preference. I didn't end up passing. I missed a couple of extra questions on the technical aspect of the final exam, but practical skill wise, I ended that course with like a 97% total. So,
Hey, that's not
no,
bad.
I just ain't got the certification to prove it.
So let's go into what we should have in the kits besides triangle band-aids and just your basic band-aids. I think I would recommend some kind of combat trauma kit. And if you're looking on Amazon for this, I've actually got one saved in the save for later if I can find it. There it is. It's a Rescue Essentials EMT Ripaway Life Operator Kit. And they're selling for about $110, $115. It's actually got a pretty good amount in it. Let's see if I can find the description of what it has. Contents has one high-fin vent compact chest seal, a twin-packed combat application tourniquet, CAT Gen 7, a one nasopharyngeal airway nose hose, two NAR compressed gauze, one Olace modular bandage, about 4-inch, one ARS for decompression, 14 gauge, some nitrile gloves, pair of tactical EMT shears, Rescue Essentials logo patch, whoop-de-doo, medic cross patch, and let's see, they've got an upgrade comprehensive first aid kits with tourniquet and Israeli bandages for $110. Let's look at this one, because I heard somebody was talking about Israeli bandages in the general chat last night when I brought up the topic. This thing's got quite a bit in it. It's got a trauma pad. It's got a non-adherent sterile pads, sterile gauze, eye pads, sting relief, antiseptic towelettes, burn care, an instant ice pack, bandage, flashlight, tweezers. Looks like they've got the combat scissors, some safety pins, gloves, case, CPR kit, including the mouth seal, the elastic bandage, as well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of physical bandages. Tourniquet, some gauze, compressed gauze. I'm not exactly sure what the hell that is, though. Oh, it's the rest. It's the rest of the tourniquet. They've got the time seal of when you applied it, and it looked like it was cutting the tourniquet in half. I'm going down the rabbit hole of just clicking on first aid kits now. I need somebody to stop me.
I think I heard you say they had a deep comp needle in it, right?
No, I didn't. But in the picture, it does look like it might be one. Let's read the description and see if I can see if that's what it is.
Well, either way, I'll firsthand, just based off my EMT training and what I know about decomp needles, unless you're like an actual trained medic all the way up to like paramedic level, chuck that stuff, because that there's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I mean, it doesn't look like a needle. It almost looks like a pen.
It might just be some form of fancy decomp needle, but...
Well, are you going to be able to see my screen if I share it?
Maybe I'm on a I'm on my phone, so I couldn't say yes or no one way or the other.
Alright, so I've got my screen shared. We'll see if you can see it or
Okay, yeah,
not.
I can see that.
This little. So you got the gloves, the emergency blanket, the first aid guide. Right to the left of the guide is that blue pen looking thing.
Normal decomp needles have valves on it. I couldn't say one way or the other, but that looks like either a poking device or a cutting device.
And see, I can't see a. Over on the side right here, it doesn't show a contents. Okay, here we go. 230 piece first aid kit. I'm assuming they mistyped and typoed the pencil. Because I have no idea what a pen sly is.
Could be just a regular pencil or a pen, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking after looking at the description right
Does it
there.
have anything in there like pad or something to write stuff on?
I'm assuming that basic first aid guide might also have a notepad in it.
That definitely is one other thing I recommend having in a first aid kit: pen, Sharpie, and
I mean, it does have the tourniquet, so it probably including that pencil to write the time that you've applied the tourniquet.
Yeah.
Let's go further down the rabbit hole.
But I mean, as far as stuff to add to that kind of thing, like I said, you know, a pencil, a pen, Sharpie, notepad of some kind. You can usually purchase EMT or first responder notebook / information pads. All it is really is it's just time things happened, what happened, who's the person, and then basic info on that kind of stuff. Helps more of the EMT side for paperwork, but definitely is nice to have already made up for them, even though a lot of times they're going to have to check that themselves anyway, but it just makes it easier on them.
Yeah, it's like, hey, when did you apply the tourniquet? It's like, okay, here, it was right here. Let's see, what else we got in here? Something I'm looking for. Alexa, reorder melatonin supplement. No, I don't think I will. Let's see, we got a Lightning X Small Medic First Responder EMT Trauma Bag. Let's see what's in this. Lots of goodies. Let's see, where's the content?
Looking at those trauma shears makes me sad. I had to get rid of my really nice ones I got when I was in my EMT course.
You're talking about the ones in this purple bag I'm looking at?
Yeah, I mean, they're all the same basic style, but this was like a really nice brand EMT shear that took my kid out to an air show at an air base, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's considered a blade, so what amnesty bucket is it? I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah, it looks like these are ranging anywhere from $60 up to this almost $400 bag. So depending on how much money you want to spend on a first aid kit, you can get a pretty decent one for anywhere from, I don't know, about $25 to $100. And the higher you go up, it's going to be more for the medic of the group that they're going to want to carry around.
I definitely would still reiterate, if you're wanting to carry something like that, get some training, because a lot of that stuff in there is going to require a different skill set than a lot of people. And YouTube ain't going to tell you what you need to know.
Nope. Definitely take some kind of advanced CPR course, or like hell, this $250 set's got a freaking neck brace in it.
Yeah, the C collar. The one thing that EMTs all over the world say is the most useless device on the planet, but yet they insist that we train on them.
Yeah, this kit would definitely be for the medic of the group.
Yeah, it's also got a BVM. Looks like some tubes for oxygen hookup. Yeah, that's a quite a bit advanced.
Yeah, it's got a freaking stethoscope in it. It's got the blood pressure wrap around your arm thing.
BP cup.
Yeah. It looks like you might have two of them, because it looks like there's one up here in this top right corner, and you got the box. Or maybe it's just the box and they decided to take it out for the picture.
Could be two different sizes too.
Could be.
But that stuff, I don't necessarily think that you should have to get training as far as like EMT level stuff.
I mean, hell, they've even got oxygen masks down here in the bottom right.
Yeah, which is kind of weird considering civilians can't purchase medical grade oxygen unless you have a prescription for it. But
then they've got the good old manual. If you don't want to put your mouth on somebody, you got this thing up here in the top left corner.
Yeah, the bag mouth or the bag valve mask, BVM.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know the name for most of this crap. Like, I have the C collar, I didn't know how to call it a neck brace.
It's designed specifically to stabilize your C-spine.
Yeah.
Which basically your neck. And it's only for in the event that you damage that or your nerves are messed up or you might have experienced whiplash. And all it does is it's like blinders on a horse. It tells the person wearing it, don't move your head. That's it.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's considered to be one of the most useless devices in the EMT bag we were still forced to learn how to use. Although it's not a bad thing to have.
So it looks like this $300 one is a modular set where it's got individual bags in it where you can keep your shit kind of separated out. Gauze in one, bandages in another.
That works all great till a kiddo gets a hold of it, or gets in
yeah.
Or Band-Aid. All of a sudden your shit's spread halfway to New York. Scott finished rearranging my big kit, because my kiddo decided he needed a Band-Aid for his little bitty paper cut.
Not quite sure why a emergency meal entree is considered in with the first aid kits, but okay then.
Because prepping is life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that, but at the same time, ooh, this is a big ass fucking. This has even got a freaking camelback.
Well, how is she even hooking up to an IV?
I'm sorry, I don't think I'm gonna be carrying around saline bags with my first aid kit. Man, I could see some pretty advanced shit in here for shit I don't know how to do, like that the valve mask we just talked about. See quite a few nose hoses though. Got a knife, got shears.
Yeah. The nose hose is just another example of things that a lot of people think that you can learn how to use it, but not a lot of people on YouTube will tell you that if somebody has a suspected skull fracture, you're not supposed to use nasal current pills, otherwise you will possibly poke that through their head and kill them with that.
Yeah, unless you're trained on some of this stuff, please don't try to use it.
Yeah, which, in my opinion, if you want to learn how to do this stuff, take an EMT course. It's in almost all 50 states as a college course. Hell, mine wasn't just paid for by the state because I qualified for some stuff. I literally got money back for taking that course.
Chicken butt. Yeah, again, I don't know what half of this shit is. Besides some of the shit that I've personally had to train on or were already familiar with. One thing about the nose hoses though, make sure that shit is lubricated.
Yeah. I mean,
Does not matter if you're using some type of actual lube or your fucking spit or the person's blood. Lubricate that shit.
Because nothing quite makes somebody gag, want to murder you more than you trying to shove that sucker in without lubrication. Ask me how I know firsthand.
Oh, I don't have to. I was in SROTC at the university that I went to. And everybody in the class had to take one of these in the nose. Not the best feeling when you're conscious.
Oh no, it is not.
You're talking about wanting to fucking puke right then and there.
Yeah.
That is not fun.
Nope.
I'd say that feeling is worse than the gas chamber.
Yeah, it definitely it makes you realize that, well, you're not as open to people shoving stuff down your nose as you thought you would be.
New kink unlocked. Shove it in my nose, baby. Okay, let's get away from the 50 Shades.
Right. I will say though, not only do they have the nasal pharyngeals, which are nice to see, they've got the oral pharyngeals. Those are the little multicolored plastic things.
You know, that's what I kind of figured. I figured it was kind of like the tongue depressors, keep the tongue out of the way.
Yep. Those are actually cheaper to purchase than your nasal pharyngeals, and you technically aren't supposed to use them on anyone who's conscious unless they can accept it, but you're more likely to be able to use those than you are a nasal pharyngeal. Although, having both is not a bad thing either.
Yeah, and just for clarification, when he's talking the nasal pharyngeals, those are the nose tubes we're talking about. That's the shit you're putting in your nose. Because not everybody's going to know the difference. I mean, I know it says nasal in it, but...
Yeah, not a lot of people know that a nasal cavity is your nose. I mean, people don't have to be roundabouts and drive a car. So.
Yeah, that too. There's a lot of shit in here. Not quite sure. What is this thing right here? I know you can't see my mouse, but I'm hovering over that little book right next to that Lightning X products. What is that? The square pads. Probably chest compression seals, maybe. No, the thing to the right of it.
Little white and red box.
Kind of a greenish white, but yeah. I thought it was a book at first.
Okay, so you're talking about that green and red box that has the sponges on it?
Maybe? Is that what that is?
Well, I just zoomed in on my screen. It says sponges. I'm assuming that's like a woven sponge or something designed for like soaking up blood, kind of help clear
the chest compression seal, maybe.
No, it's hard to explain because there's a difference between a woven sponge and gauze pads.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you exactly what the difference is, but I want to say the sponges are designed to soak up like the extra blood around the person so that you can clear up their body to see if they have any additional injuries.
Oh, I got looking for like cuts and shit. Meant to soak up the blood that's on them so you can just wipe it away and yeah, I got you. Alright.
That's my assumption. Like, there is a difference, and they never went over that specifically in any of my training, but I've kind of come to that conclusion that sponges are that soak up what's around them, but gauze pads will soak it up and then hold it there so that it stops bleeding.
Yeah. Let's see, so that's $330 kit right there. Comes in almost every color. You got black, red, another black.
But does it come in camo?
Oh, you get two. You can get it for $300 without the bag. So apparently the bag's worth about $30. You got desert tan with hydration bladder, fill kit only, red with bladder, black, and black with bladder.
Well, then that just makes it worthless. It's not even a multi-cam, man. Like, come on.
Oh, here we go. Here's a multicam one, but it's only $219. There you go. Is that better? You can buy the bag for this one and put all that other shit in it. So it doesn't look like.
Because now it's in that multicam pattern.
You can get your Instagram what?
Instagram clout, man. That's the whole reason you want your text and stuff. So people on the think you're cool because that's what life, that's what matters in life.
You gotta have that multicam. Okay, so really, yeah, it does say gauze sponge. This one happens to have that same product, but it's blocked by the fucking first aid antiseptic and that hydro whatever. So let's see if we can find a itemized list of what's in this shit. Let's see.
I mean, those kits will get you most everything you need, but I will say you can basically build that kit for almost cheaper and have better products and more selective stuff for, well, less than what they're requiring you to buy it there for.
All it says is includes 4 zippered color-coded storage pouches. It does not show an actual itemized list. Like, how do I know all this shit actually comes in here unless you actually have an itemized list? Oh, here we go.
You mean that itemized list right there? That was
Yes, that was the next picture. Shut up. That I can't fucking zoom in on because I'm fucking blind.
I got it.
Let's see.
Tweezers, Kelly hemostat, trauma shears, bandage shear, pen light, aroma, ampules. Oh god, they really
ammonia. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, band-aids, which by the way are referred to as adhesive compresses. If you ever say band-aids in an EMT class, they throw pins at you.
Nope, taking glasses off didn't help. I'm trying to find that damn oh, they got a Mylar blanket in there.
They got 4x4 gauze pads, 2-inch gauze roll, 3-inch gauze roll, 4-inch gauze roll, 2-inch adherent bandage.
Maybe that's the sponge that that gauze thing.
Adherent doesn't come up in my knowledge of medical training, but adherent
especially a self-adherent bandage.
Right. I'm pretty sure that was a misspelling of adhesive or adhesive something. I don't know. It's got a 2-inch elastic ace bandage. Those are actually very nice to have.
Yes. You gotta have the elastic bandages, even if it's just for a sprained ankle or something. You got 2 instant cold packs, 2 iPads. You got 2 triangle bandages. You got your exam gloves.
Cloth tape. Most useless tape on fucking planet Earth.
Dude, you ain't fucking kidding. Just electrical tape that shit. Duct tape.
Yeah. Number one greatest, first aid kit anyone could absolutely have that will take care of 95% of your problems is literally a roll of shop towels and a roll of duct tape, and I'm not even shitting.
I mean, you know the good saying, if you can't duck it, fuck it.
Exactly. Those two, I think this is a bunch of really fancy ways to make those two different items, but
It works.
Getting down to like brass tacks, duct tape and we call it shop towels. They'll do the job just fine.
I mean, hell, you know how many times I've used fucking paper towels as gauze?
I've definitely done it more than I care to admit.
So let's see, they got a compressed Z-folded crinkle gauze. I guess they call it Z-folded crinkle gauze now. Got a 12-inch by 30-inch multi-trauma pad. I'm assuming that's probably folded up. A dyno stopper. Do what?
I do like how they have Vaseline gauze. They don't label it as like a burnt gauze, because that's used to treat burns. Is to keep it. The only time you want to keep something wet that isn't wet is when it's a burn.
Yeah. Going into that, don't get into Roman candle wars. Please. Be safe with fireworks. I got a 3rd-degree burn, and I definitely am glad it was not an exploding firework, because my left arm would not be here if it was. Luckily, it was just one of the burning ones. And that shit fucking hurt. Now, albeit this was many, many, many moons ago, when I was just a fucking idiot. Oh wait, there's no difference than now. So let's take a look at some of these cheaper ones. Let's get out of the multi-$100 ones. Let's go back a few screens.
Kind of makes me sad as I'm looking at a lot of these, thinking to myself, man, my big-ass kit doesn't have that, it doesn't have that, it doesn't have that. I got a shit ton of those.
I mean, shit, look at this $50 one. It looks like all it is the nose tubes, the oral version of the nose tube. Okay, this is just something to put in. This is just an additional thing to put into your kit. So it's probably just the nose hose, these oral nose hose things,
yeah,
some lubricant, and yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Which honestly, that's probably a really good deal, since I've seen those full
It was $50
kits themselves for like $30 just for the nasal kits. You're paying an extra $20 for a oral airway kits in a bag. I mean, that ain't bad.
No, not really. Let's see. Looks like it's $40 just for the for the freaking color-coded bags.
You gotta pay to have OCD and want everything organized.
Okay, this is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, I need to read this. In the about this item, great for triage or mutual aid purposes, where someone helping you might not know your setup. Hey, Billy Bob, I need a pediatric NRB. Throw me that green bag. That's how it was Billy Bob. I was like, what the fuck? Hey, Billy Bob. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you can get the vented chest seals for about $16. It's a twin pack, 6x6 trauma kit. Hey, Billy Bob, throw me that green bag. You can get the red bag only for $32. You don't get all the shit that's in it, though.
Yeah, and that's just because you got the fancy white cross on there, because that totally matters in that first aid
right.
kit.
Hey, go get me my red bag. Which one? The one that's got the cross on it.
Yeah. See, that's the great thing about my family is they all know what my first aid kits look like because at least two of them don't look like actual first aid kits, and it's like all I gotta tell them is get the big ass kit, get my green bag, or go get my damn plate carrier.
Right.
And they know exactly which kit I'm talking about.
I mean, to be honest, this IFAC would be a good thing to get too. It's about $65, $66. But I'm already seeing the tourniquet, emergency bandage, a splint, the emergency blanket, dry burn dressings, wound plasters, a first aid manual, fucking Sharpie, because nobody has a Sharpie in their vehicle. I think I got like 5 just floating around somewhere.
Yeah,
Press gauze, you got the elastic ace bandage.
I do find the lack of nasal pharyngeals, not that it doesn't have it, it just only's got the one. I find that a little disturbing because God forbid that thing's too big or too small.
I mean, if it's too big, you just cut it. You got the fucking scissors.
I'm talking like diameter wise.
Oh, yeah, alright.
To be fair though, this is probably geared more towards like somebody running around in a plate carriers, guy similar size, not have to treat like a kid or
Yeah.
some big ass ogre dude like myself. So, but I do have to admit though, and I don't know if it's just because I didn't look at it good enough, but that didn't look like a name brand cat's tourniquet.
No, it's the Rhino Rescue branded one. This is a Rhino Rescue IFAC.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Rhino, but I can definitely tell you, don't buy knockoff cat tourniquets. You buy the name brand for a damn reason.
Yeah. Let's look at this Embark Compact Modern First Aid Kit. Let's see what's in this. Because it don't look like it's fucking very big at all. Yeah, it's not. 15 Band-Aids, 15 butterfly Band-Aids, some creams, tweezers. That's it.
She looks like something you'd give your wife to have in her purse that she never uses.
We get lost in that thing. This is probably something for like the soccer field or something. Like little Billy Bob's done cut up his knee or something, or hell, not even his knee because you ain't got no gauze in here.
Yeah.
But you get a little scratch.
But honestly, I have to admit, my everyday carry bag, I was missing those little things there. Those are a bit more essential than you think.
Yeah. Got a sting relief, some alcohol pads, and your antacid because Dad's done gone and got himself a heartburn.
Too many beers.
Yeah, the hydrocortisone cream, triple antibiotic, pretty much one-use things, and then you immediately have to go buy more. Military grade Molly system. Yeah, I think I want to stay away from that one. Military grade. No, thank you.
Military grade, made by the lowest bidder.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's just a fun fact. Everybody likes buying military grade until they realize or enlist and see what military grade really is.
Yeah.
It's like all of those all that equipment we left overseas when we pulled out, and this is all I'm going to say about this, I'm not going to get any deeper, my personal opinions on it, is that shit's probably just sitting around broke as fucking hell now. It probably wasn't even 12 minutes after we left, something broke on a Humvee. It was probably all the broke shit that we just didn't feel like fixing to bring home. Military grade at its best. That's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah.
Let's see
I'm
what
trying to
else have we
see.
got.
Means it's the cheapest manufacturer.
Oh yeah. Well, cheapest bidder. It doesn't have to be the cheapest manufacturer. It's just they bid the lowest, and they got the contract for it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with how cheap the manufacturer is. It's how cheap the contract was.
I'm trying to see if I can pull up.
Okay, here's one that looks like it's got a actual cat's tourniquet. It's at least black.
I do know that the Stop the Bleed kits that you can buy on Amazon for like $60, I want to say, they do come with a name brand cat's tourniquet.
I mean, this one's called a Falcon Tac Emergency Compact Trauma Kit. But I'm not seeing Falcon Tac on the tourniquet. Like I saw Rhino Rescue on that other one. Let's see if I can find a itemized list. I love my itemized lists. Let's see here. Where's it at? Aluminum windlass military tourniquet. Windlass. Sorry, not windlass. I'm sorry, isn't the point of it? It's even got the fucking wind on it. I mean, how is it a windlass tourniquet?
Is it a windlass or a wandless?
It's got a wand. It's WINDLASS.
Huh.
I'm sorry, isn't the point of a tourniquet to wind it up to stop the bleeding? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm gonna shoot you a message there, Cadius.
Cadius.
What's your name?
You were close.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you a private message here real quick.
All right.
I managed to find some of my old pictures of my trauma kits that I've been referencing as far as what I have, even though I had to dive deep into the
bowels of your camera.
Cords. Well, no, I had to go through the Beskar room.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Beskar gone Balarud.
Yes. Sorry, the Mando'a was rather rusty.
All good. I just got your picture. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like that, that, IFAC that you're holding, that's about what I was looking at on Amazon, I think. The one that's got two scissors in it, the marker, the clotting sponge.
Well,
that's probably the tourniquet up on the top left.
Yep, and it is now unwrapped and properly staged, but the blue trauma shears, my really, really nice ones, are the ones that I no longer have because shitty decisions.
God love those amnesty points.
Yeah. But as far as medical stuff and what people should have, the kits on you can buy online are really nice, but the problem is they'll come with stuff that either A, will get you in trouble if you try to use it because you may not know how to use it properly, or B, won't come with enough of the shit that you need, and you spend just that much more money trying to get that stuff.
Like, I'm not quite sure why this one has the, I'm just gonna call it the popsicle stick for the, tongue depressor. Why do you need a tongue depressor in a first aid kit?
Does it have oral pharyngeals?
Nope.
Then I don't know, because the tongue depressor is kind of nice to you basically move the tongue out of the way to put that in, and that would keep the tongue out of the way. But
It's got moleskin.
keep the tongue out of the way. It's like, why?
It's a pretty good bandage kit. It's a 180 piece tactical first aid kit IFAK, but you don't have the IFAK bag that I'm seeing anyways. Maybe. Yeah, it does have a Molly compatible with a quick release handle bag from Everlit. Whoop-de-doo. Get black and coyote brown. It's got a decent amount of stuff in it. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much a bandage kit. You got some adhesive wound dressing. You got 2 packs of that. You got 2 elastic bandages. A glow stick. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how much the work the glow stick's gonna fucking do, but gotta have that thing right on top of the wound just to be able to see something. Gloves.
It's kind of like a makeshift layer, but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
You're not unless you're looking for it. You're not gonna see that shit.
Yeah, it's just obnoxious shit that they add to this. This is what I'm talking about. You get shit in there that you don't need.
Like, everybody's gonna see the glow stick. Like, oh, I gotta have that glow stick. No, you don't.
Well, I'm also kind of funny this far. I get to see a kid in here that has a thermometer.
Now, funny thing is, that's actually not even one glow stick. That's 12 rods in there. Those are those little itty bitty shits that, like, what you would put around your wrist.
Oh, it's one of those kinds of glow sticks?
I think so. Oh no, I'm sorry, 12 plus hours, not 12 plus, no. God damn it. I'm blind.
Glow stick.
Yeah, it's a 12-hour glow stick.
Gotcha. But yeah, I've yet to see these kids have a thermometer in there, which, thank God you should know if your person's burning up or, dying of hypothermia. Which I actually just recently added. I grabbed a couple of, ironically enough, automotive engine thermometers, because they're basically the same thing as like the laser thermometers, but they're cheaper. In the automotive section, I grabbed 2 of them for my kid. I put one on my big ass kid and one on my iPad.
So the one I'm looking at now, the 250 piece survival first aid IFAK, this one looks like one you would carry for an outdoors survival kit. Because you got a knife, you've got flint and matchlock, you've got a I'm not exactly sure what this metal thing is above the safety bobbins is, though. You see what I'm talking about, Kansas?
Hang on, let me check real quick.
It's the thing right next to the case and below the emergency blanket. And now I realize the people listening to this aren't going to be able to see what we're talking about.
Yeah. That is a life card. It's like a bunch of little tools like a screwdriver,
Yeah.
ball opener, saw, and shit like that. Yeah, those are little life card things. They're kind of nifty to have, but definitely an interesting
add to a.
This looks more like a survival kit than a first aid kit.
Well, that's what I was saying. This is something that looks like you would take into the woods with you, not. I mean, you got the knife, you've got the survival bracelet, which probably has a saw hidden up inside of it. Flashlight, your, I'm assuming this is probably flint and, striker. Yeah. You got your emergency thermal blanket, a shitload of band-aids, tweezers. Can never have too many band-aids. We cannot stress that enough.
No.
That and gauze.
Yeah. Those and Neosporin or some sort of triple antibiotic. I grew up being one of those guys, like I said, it was duct tape and toilet
Shop
paper.
towels.
Or not toilet paper. Yeah, we used toilet paper because we was rich enough to use that 2-ply for our bleeding problems.
Oh, you got your multicam too.
Oh shit, yeah, that's definitely worth the, let me guess, extra $10, $20 for the multicam.
Honestly, they're all somewhere between $37 and $40. So.
Oh, it's not that authentic multicam.
No.
It's like that 2.5 millimeters off in each of the colors or some shit.
Probably.
It's not real.
Oh shit, this one's got an E-tool in it.
Well, yeah, you gotta bury the body after you kill them with it.
It's 142 piece, and I'm not really seeing much actual first aid kit in this.
I mean, it looks like the same stuff from that last kit, it's just it's got all this extra cheap fucking Chinese-made shit attached to it. Although the little pocket saw, probably not a bad little deal.
Pocket saw. Talking about this one?
No, it's near the head of the tool.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, this pretty much just looks like that last kit, all except for you've got some 550 cord now. You got a carabiner. I'm not quite sure why, but a knife spoon combo. Okay then.
It's a new, or trying to figure out how to combine knife and spoon.
A spife? Yeah, I was just thinking that too. A spoof.
There you go, spoof.
Looks like you might have some twine next to these glow sticks. What the fuck is that?
That's a fishing good.
Yeah. I saw the fishing lure right after I saw the glow sticks. I was like, is that a fucking fishing lure? You got weights, you got fishing hooks. That's not a survival kit. That's just people wanting to market it as one, but they're really just trying to sell that other shit.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing about
Stay the fuck away from that one.
Yeah. They have a nice selection of stuff, but I have to admit, 95% of that shit is gone. Like, it's cheap Chinese made, would actually get you killed if you try to use it in real life.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some pretty cheap ones that have got what you need, and we've seen some pretty expensive ones too that have everything you could ever fucking need. But you need a lot of training to actually use some of that shit.
Yeah. And that's the big thing, really. What if you get the training? And I hate to sound like this because this to me, when I say this stuff, it sounds like me trying to get any information like on ham radio and shit and go to the ham radio groups and stuff. And like, oh, if you just check the training or the certification, you know the answer to this question. I don't want to come off as that kind of person, but you really should get training for medical care and all that, because once you get that training, you will actually know, okay, I actually need this, I'm actually going to need that.
It's like, you can buy all the first aid kits you want, but unless you know how to use some of this shit, you're either going to do it wrong and hurt the person even more, or you're going to get some kind of, it doesn't even have to be formal training. Just get with somebody who knows how to use some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And experiment.
Yeah, or if you don't have that kind of person in your life, take a stop the bleed class. Like that right there, hands down, in all 50 states throughout the year. And it usually doesn't run more than $50, $60. And most of that just is a convenience fee for the instructor, and you get to keep the kid at the end of it.
I thought you just said keep the kid at the end of it. You said kit.
Yeah. And then speaking of kids, window.
You get a 3-pack of Israeli bandages for about $20.
Those I can never confirm or tell you exactly what identifies an actual Israeli bandage as a true, honest to God Israeli bandage. I've always gotten the ones that are in like that gray, the emergency bandage, trauma.
You're talking about like what I'm looking at right now?
Kind of, but mine's got, it's a gray, bluish, kind of tinted packaging. And,
Oh.
I mean, I would imagine that's okay to buy kind of cheaper, but it's, I don't know. When it comes to medical supplies, getting name brand dependable stuff definitely matters over buying the cheapest, crappiest $10 for a pack of 30 tourniquets you can find.
I'm going down the rabbit hole of Israeli bandages now, apparently.
What on God's green earth is that thing?
I have no. It says it's an Israeli first aid emergency laceration closure kit.
I know what those are. I'd sit there and think about it for a minute. You put those on both sides of like a laceration or a cut.
Oh yeah, and then you pull it and it'll close it.
It's basically like medical zip ties.
Yeah. I've seen these, and they're supposed to reduce the scar on healing.
Yeah, those are about as useful as stitches or sutures. They're only really there for a aesthetic point on your skin, is to like mitigate a scar. But I can say firsthand, chicks dig scars. And ladies, if you got a bunch of scars in your forearm, you are just that much more attractive to a dude. And if you're a dude that doesn't like chicks with scars, well then shut the hell up, you're not a man. I bet you also drink seltzer candy drinks at parties. You don't like tattoos. You're just not my kind of person.
Okay, so you talking about that just brought up a random thought that I had this morning. Vikings are winos. Prove me wrong. So, mead is honey wine. And what is a Viking's favorite drink? Mead. They're winos.
I was going to say they're the blood of the Christians, but yeah, I'll go with mead.
Technically incorrect. Traditional mead is not honey wine.
How is it not honey wine? This is literally another name for it.
It's closer to beer or barley.
I mean, if it gets you drunk and it's got some sort of natural ingredient that it's just fucking it's alcohol.
I mean, it is. It's just that random thought I had this morning. I was like, I'm over here brewing honey wine. Wait a minute. Vikings love mead. Vikings are winos. Just a random thought of the day.
That's why they're my kind of people.
Yes, I'm not sure just how much those aren't Israeli bandages, but that's definitely a cosmetic way to lessen a scar.
Yeah. I guess another talking point is if you're going to have quick clot, have the quick clot sponges. Don't use the quick clot powder. Because nothing will make a trauma surgeon want to choke slam you more than using quick clot to stop bleeding on a very bad wound. Because, and I know this firsthand, I got talking to some trauma surgeons at the actual hospitals we were doing our clinicals at. They have to remove all of that powder before when you start actually messing with that person. And God forbid you find the one sucker that has a seafood allergy, pour that quick clot powder on him, you're going to cause him to have anaphylactic shock.
Alright. I need you to look at my screen real quick. I found a 72-hour earthquake bug-out bag. And it has emergency drinking water.
I'm imagining that's not a lot of water. Like, that's got to be less than a gallon worth of water.
See, it's 24 packs of Det Rex water. I assumed it was going to be dehydrated water, just add water. It's like, way to make me laugh. It's like, you have dehydrated water, just add water. How about I just drink the water instead of adding it?
There's a path for everything over there.
Dude, you ain't kidding. I'm getting up into the $100 bags again, and I just happened to see that one.
But the nice thing about some of these smaller medical kits, though, is you can build them for pretty cheap. And I recommend if you're going to buy medical supplies, buy it in bulk.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Because for me, I got my big ass kit at the house, which is basically an EMT bag worth of shit, minus a few of their specialty items that cost way too much for me to just justify it. Plus, I've also got space limited.
And to be honest, you could probably go to your local fire department and say, "Hey, I want to get a really, really good medical bag. What do y'all recommend?" Or even say, "Hey, do y'all have any?" I don't think they'd actually sell it to you, but on the off chance they might order one and you pay them.
Well, I don't know about some of that gear, like the BBMs and stuff, because those usually run pretty high dollar. But I know that a lot of fire stations, they'll walk you through it. They'll show you what they got. It might give you a little this is how you use it kind of stuff. It's not going to be a full-fledged instructional tutorial. It's just like, oh yeah, this is what you do it for. You kind of do it like this here, it just does that, and then that's it. But they'll probably throw you some gauze pads, maybe some gloves or something like that. But because when I did my clinicals on an ambulance, because for EMT you got to do both at the hospital and on an ambulance, they have a whole big selection of stuff to replenish their trucks after they go on a call. And normally they're pretty well stocked. If they don't do anything like that for you, they're probably low on supplies waiting on getting their shit in. But there's no shame in going over to them and be like, "Hey, I'm willing to do it all kit. What would you guys recommend?"
Yeah, they're probably not going to throw one together for you, but they'll definitely be willing to show out and say, "Hey, this is what we carry."
Yeah. And keep in mind, Brad Deere more than once, some of the stuff they have will require training. You can purchase it without the training, but you will hurt somebody if you don't have that training.
Or at least that know-how of how to use it.
Yeah.
YouTube is only good for a certain amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
Get with a friend who used to be in the military. Or if you're extremely lucky and you happen to know someone who was a Navy corpsman, you fucking lucked out right there.
Oh yeah. Anyone with medical training can definitely help you. But it never hurts to reference a lot of that stuff. And having constant training, certification definitely means you'll have access to a lot more. I could probably have gotten away with getting actual medical grade oxygen if I had an EMT certification, simply saying, "Oh yeah, I'm getting it for the ambulance in my department," not actually being part of the department.
Well, you just happen to have that certification so you can go onto those sites and buy it.
Yeah. And,
yeah, we go ahead.
I was going to say, on that topic, if you go looking for certain medications, number one, if you're looking for medications, you're already, you stop and get that training. But for me, I know having a kid who's not fully, we haven't figured out what he's allergic to yet, having an epinephrine to deal with the possibility of
yeah, EpiPen just for any kind of allergy reaction is definitely a good idea.
Yeah, anaphylactic shock, sorry, Mike. I haven't had my caffeine today because we're out and the wife hasn't gotten back from work yet with it. But having epinephrine for a incident where your kids have an allergic reaction is really nice, but it costs a lot of money.
Dude, you ain't kidding. Fucking EpiPen is hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous. Let's not get into that. we can take a whole nother tangent on how Medicare and medical prices are fucking everybody in this country. But that's not the point of today's show.
Yeah. But I was looking through trying to find, how much I could purchase, say, just a vial, because I had the training on how to use it. Well, I came across this place that was like, in FYI, this is information that is educational purpose only. For the love of God, if you buy this stuff, use it, and it hurts somebody, I am not going to be held responsible. So
no, and we cannot stress that enough. We are not liable for anything that you do wrong. Yeah. That is not the point of this show. Yeah. We are here to help educate, and I actually need to start doing some more language. I'm going to have to start working on that a little bit. But this is strictly educational purposes.
Yeah, basically.
So let's just put that disclaimer out there.
You should start, and then you need to go do this first.
Like, you can buy all the kits that you want, but I feel like we're beating a dead horse with the training thing now, though. You got to know how to use it. Otherwise, you're going to end up hurting someone worse than they might be already.
Oh, yeah, especially when it comes to medication.
You could legit kill someone with the wrong medication.
For me, it's like a decomp needle. Those right there, you will kill somebody if you don't know what you're looking for, because those are designed for a lung that's being compressed by air and collapsing, compared to a pneumothorax, which is where it's blood cooling over and collapsing around. You decomp somebody with a pneumothorax or a
they're dead.
You will kill them. Like there's no, oh, I screwed up, but I can still fix this. There's no, you stuck that person, they're dead. That's it.
That blood will now decompress that entire lung.
Yeah. But where I was getting ready to go was in the search of me trying to find a place to purchase epinephrine in a vial form that's a lot cheaper, I came across veterinarian websites that sell a lot of veterinarian medications. So a lot of those you can purchase at ranch and home stores. I know I work at one and we sell all that stuff. Yes, you can purchase epinephrine through a vet store for like $5 for a 6-pack vial or 6 vials or whatever. It is not FDA approved for human use. It's not the same grade, or it's not as pure epinephrine as it would be for human use.
Yeah, because you're looking to stick it into a pet, not something 1,000 times the size and weight.
Yeah, now if it was like a zombie apocalypse where the communists are coming after us, somebody's an anaphylactic shock, I would use it. But I'm not going to use that, nor am I going to recommend that to be used for anyone who doesn't A, not have the training, and B, because this is meant for human use, but it's the exact same stuff. But again, for the love of God, don't use it unless you have the training, and then try and find human epinephrine. I know it's expensive as shit, but having just an EpiPen, especially if you've got kids, could save their life.
I actually just decided to look up an EMT EMS kit, and most of what's pulling up is the same shit we've been looking at all morning.
Yeah, it's all the same gear, minus some of the, like that blue bag right there is a bit more like an actual kit, but it will have stuff in there that you probably need training for. Like number one, like I said, the decomp needle.
Like that right there for one.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not hard to figure out how to use it. It's just that you should be trained on how to properly use it.
I mean, this thing's even got fucking glucose in it.
Oh yeah, oral glucose and a glucometer, which You probably should have training on that, but I think that one's honestly one of those that you could get away without the training, simply because it's not going to actually kill somebody, but you should. The training tells you what you or how to read that information and what to do with it.
Yeah, this one's mostly bandages from what I'm seeing, though, with the exception of the stethoscope, the BPM. I'm sorry, not the BPM. The this thing here in the middle, the blood pressure meter.
I want to say that's pronounced, or it's the technical name is like a stigmometer or something like that. Hang on, let me grab mine real quick. Because I have a BP cuff, ironically.
Yeah, cuff. There we go. That's what I was thinking. You got some of the oral nose hoses. You're gonna call it a nose hose, but it's just to keep the airway open through the mouth instead of the nose.
Sphygmomatometer?
For $110, that's not a bad deal.
I just grabbed my BP cuff and was trying to figure out how the actual name of it is pronounced, and I sound like a damn idiot trying to pronounce Nimby or something.
Yeah. Oh, holy fuck, they got a $400 version of this bag. I think we looked at this one already. Yeah, this one, I'll link this one into the Discord real quick. Let's see, Mando'a podcast. Paste.
She's got a BP cup.
Yeah, that's an oxygen tank. The fuck?
I don't know if that comes with the oxygen tank. I would imagine that stays.
Yeah, let's scroll down a little bit and see just if there's a list of what's actually in this shit.
That is really down there.
Might check. Oh, hold up. I think you passed it.
Yeah, it's right here. I scrolled back up. Let's see. Who joined us? Hey, Aru joined us. An hour late, hour and a half late, but he finally decided to show the fuck up.
Sorry, I was up with my boss for like until 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay, so it does have an oxygen cylinder, but it's empty. It says that right here. I'm gonna try to highlight it. There we go. It's an aluminum D oxygen cylinder, and in parentheses, empty.
Why are we looking up oxygen cylinders?
Today's topic was anything medical. Anything and everything medical. And we started looking at medical kits. And I found this one just going down the rabbit hole.
Gotcha.
$400. I was running over the picture and we saw this green tank at the bottom. We're just like, what the fuck?
I just got my laptop to set up my surveillance system. I'm getting it in either Monday or Tuesday.
Nice. So let's scroll back down to contents. There we go.
And then West Mando'a got me fucking into the Bear Creek Arsenal shit.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
I started looking it up. I was like, alright, how bad is this fucking company? And they're like, it works. It works better than you think $200 does.
Man, $400, it's got a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
But especially like the collar, the oxygen tank. I know we've been beating that horse dead, but if y'all ain't got the training for some of this shit, please don't try to use it. Get with a friend who has had the training, have them at least do a once over or a twice over with some of this stuff.
Oh, it's got a rat tourniquet. Some dude on the internet's gonna go, read, the rat tourniquet's useless, read.
Wait, rat tourniquet, where are you seeing that at?
Very top left corner.
right?
Yeah, rats tourniquets ain't shit.
They serve a purpose, although that purpose really can be done with any of the other tourniquets, but they do technically have a purpose, but you have to buy an actual, like, name brand one to be useful.
Like, there's not actually a spread out look. And it's actually got the,
buy my softies or cats for the purpose. If you're sticking a needle in someone, I'm sure the fucking rats works.
Yeah, but if you're sticking a needle in somebody, I hate to beat that dead horse with a bad hit, but
We've been beating. That one's so fucking dead. I'm gonna look at this $460 kit. Jesus Christ. Oh, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Also, I was taught never to actually try to put an MP8 or even to fucking touch the needle Ds.
yeah, that to me, that's always been one of those things that if you have it, 95% of the time the person who has it does not have a clue what they're doing, and they're used for like very specific, one-off, very rare, very uncommon occurrence things, and way too many people have them that have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them. I've been trained on both, but because it's it's a more invasive procedure, it's best just let trained medical people do it.
Yeah, people with a license and a lawyer team that they don't have to pay themselves out of pocket.
Yeah, their companies take care of any liability shit.
Like, I carry around enough stuff that technically if I was to use it, I would be held liable for it. But it's stuff I know how to use, stuff I will use correctly. And I very rarely ever actually have to use my medical knowledge. Which surprisingly, I've actually had to use at least 3 times now at my job at Farm Grain Store.
All right, so I'm gonna paste this $460 into the podcast chat, just on the off chance that someone with the actual medical training wants to get some of this stuff. The ones that I'm posting are the ones for the first aid, EMT, EMS, medic in the groups.
I don't know. I would be very skeptical of Amazon kits. I would rather get it from Rescue Essentials. Their stuff typically is cheaper, and they do carry NAR equipment. So.
I mean, this just happens to be what I was going down the rabbit hole on. This last one is a Sherber fully stocked premium first responder bag. So this is one that you would probably find on an EMS truck.
Yeah.
Right. If you got a tactical group, you really should only have one dude with the bag. Everybody else has trauma kits.
Yeah, everybody else is gonna have their individual first aid kit or IFAKs, and one person in the group would have this bag.
Squad medic kit and IFAK is just for you, the individual who's carrying it? What?
Right?
I know some people don't understand that.
It's like, this is for you when you get hurt. Don't use this on somebody else. Use theirs.
And even then, like, it would be I would probably say that sometimes your medic dude with the actual fucking bag is going to be your QRF team in case shit goes wrong. Your team should be able to keep you stable until the QRF gets there, and that's normally if something goes very wrong.
Yeah. I mean, hey, $460, it's got a lot of shit in it. God damn.
Correct. Typically, you see bags like that for about $500 to $600.
I will say the Israeli bandage that I was trying to describe earlier is actually the one that they have in this kit. I'm pretty certain that's an actual Israeli bandage and not a knockoff.
I mean, that looks like what we had in basic training.
I'm certain that some of the stuff that actually does look like it's real is probably real. Obviously, the tourniquet's probably fake. They always give fake tourniquets on Amazon kits, but other than that, you probably got a lot of real shit in here that actually will fucking work.
I mean, it says it's a cat tourniquet.
Yeah, it's still Amazon. I don't know how much I trust that.
I mean, you can purchase real real cat tourniquets on Amazon, but you got to buy them for very specific kits. Like I said, the Stop the Bleed stuff, if it's an actual Stop the Bleed kit, it comes with an actual cat tourniquet.
Yeah, this says Combat Application Tourniquet Gen 7.
Which,
it's still sketchy to me, but
It could be sketchy to you. And
there's an article or a picture.
They got the nose hose
or
with
something
lube.
online that shows you all the differences and all the specific stuff that a real cat will have on it that none of the knockoffs will. But you can't look unless you have it in your hand. It's incredibly hard to determine that that's actually what you're purchasing.
Yeah. And again, if you need to, go to your local fire station.
Oh yeah.
Or your local ER, and if they're not balls to the wall busy, they'll probably be willing to help. Just like, hey, I want to get a really, 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 really good first aid kit / trauma kit. What would y'all recommend I put in there? And who knows, you might get some of the shit from them.
the hospital I doubt it, but the fire station maybe. They do like to upcharge literally everything they do in hospitals.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we've covered a lot related to medical for today. I mean, we got about an hour and a half on the recording, so just go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna look at so I actually got a lot of topics from Grant on my Facebook Messenger, and I'm just gonna go. We're actually gonna try to schedule these out for what we're actually gonna be doing. So, like today was everyday carry medical kits and knowledge that is useful in everyday life. I think we've done pretty good on that.
Yeah, I would. You know, it's all. It really just. Again, here we go with the dead horse. That I don't think there's an atom left of it.
Get some training.
Training, and then because that training will teach you exactly what you need to carry. Like my everyday carry kit, I carry a fair bit of trauma stuff, but for a long time I didn't have like a little band-aid,
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the most I have in mind is just like basic first aid shit, bandages, compress.
Say though, the cheap fake Amazon trauma IFAKs are probably still good for training purposes.
Yeah, I mean, they're at least gonna have band-aids and shit in it.
Right.
No.
And
They're
even
not
if they have a
completely
fake-
useless.
Even if they have a fake cat, it's still good for training.
Yes, but for the love of God, don't use a fake cat tourniquet on somebody. So many people have lost their lives because they bought those cheap-ass $5 knockoffs just for them to break when they were needed most. And
Yep.
literally watched videos of it.
Alright, so I'm thinking for next week, we'll do the training for difficulty, both physical and mental, to maintain effectiveness. Or we can do the benefits of mental health and wellness and the benefits of physical health and wellness. What would y'all think? The training first or the benefits first?
Do the benefits first.
All right.
Yeah.
And again, if anybody listening,
You can wrap this up just by saying, if you go to the gym, it makes the sad voice go away.
you don't even have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
If you just go out and actually be active, like fucking stir a garden or some shit, it'll work. It'll do the
Yeah.
trick.
Be active. Honestly, that's about the.
Get out there and soak up them sunny rays.
If you're a gamer, go outside and touch grass.
Yeah.
All right.
Get some Lancer mags and call it a day.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop on the recording.